Hi, so today's lesson is going to be on unit conversions. Unit conversions use the metric system, which is what we're going to be learning about today. We'll start with some notes and then do some examples. So the acronym that I have written here is basically all you need to know for this unit. This acronym shows all the measurements used in the metric system, which is the system used to measure in Europe. So for example, instead of using 1 mile to measure how far you've traveled, you would use a kilometer. Okay, so with that, we're going to start. The first word I'm writing here is kilo, which is the first aspect of measurement that we're going to use in this acronym. These words don't really have any meaning to you right now, but they will in a little while when we start doing practice problems and I explain them a little bit more. Hecto is the second letter. Deca. Deca and hecto are not used as much, but they're still used, so you might want to know them. Unit is not, which is the U, it starts for unit, is meters, liters, and grams. So it's not just one like the rest of them. It's three things, which you'll see in practice problems that you can basically use them the same way. Just they're three different things. And grams is the last one. This one is deci. Deci is also not used as much, but it's still used. This one is centi. And the last one is milli. Okay, so don't worry about memorizing the letters because there is a cool saying which will help you remember. So the saying goes, King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. So this saying will help you remember how to convert and when to use the letters and things like this. So it will help you remember the units because each letter stands for a different type of measurement. So in order to solve these problems, you want to convert from a unit, say a kilometer, to another unit, say a millimeter. So you would look at the first half of both our words, kilo and milli. These two go along with the king and the milk slot on our acronym. So we're looking at 2 kilometers. So we want to know how many millimeters do we have. So you would have to scoop the decimal. There's no decimal on the end of number 2, as you can see. But so the decimal would be at the end because there's no decimal you can see. So you could write the decimal big right there. So 2 could be written as 2 with a dot at the end. Since K is on one end, right here, and M is on the other, you would have to travel a certain amount. So it would look like this. You would travel from the K to the M. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would travel 6 spaces. 6. Now, so what you would have to do is you would have to use the amount of scoops that you did to travel from K to M. That would be the amount of scoops that you do here. So you'd have 2 dot, and then you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. End. And the amount of scoops that you have, which is 6, you would add a 0 in each like valley, you would say. In each valley, you would add a 0. So 2 kilometers would become 2 million millimeters, which can be abbreviated with mm. Okay. Now let's say you want to go the other way. let's say you have a gram, and a gram, as you remember, is part of the units category. So you have to start at the U because you are given a gram. So you have 2 grams, let's say, 2g, which is grams. And you want to see how many kilograms you have. So you want to know how many, and then you have kilo, kg. So if you have a K there, you know you're using kilo. So that would be here and here. So you'd start with grams. So you would do essentially the same thing, but now you're traveling backwards, going this way, because you have, because you usually read the acronym left to right. See, it goes from king to milk. So you start with the number of grams and you go backwards. So you go 1, 2, 3. Only 3 scoops. So the decimal is still on the end. You do this. And you go 1, 2, 3. And you put the end here. And in each valley, you add a 0. So 2 grams equals 0 point, or you don't have to have this 0 there. So this 0 could be wiped away. You could just have a dot there. And then you can write 0, 0, 2 kilograms, kg. Okay. So here are 2 practice problems for you guys to do on your own. Take time to pause the video right now and give them a try, and we'll go over the answers in a little while. Okay, so hopefully you had enough time to now go through the questions on your own. And now we're going to do them. So you have 6 centimeters, and you want to see how many millimeters you have. So centi is here, and you want to see how many millimeters. We know that milli is the milk part, so you have that there. So you just have to scoop the decimal only once. So it would look a little like this. Centi to milli, so 1 scoop. So you have the 6, and then you would have this 1 dot, and you would have 1 scoop to the right, and it would be 0. So you would have 60 millimeters. Now, let's try the next one. So you have 4 milliliters, and how many centiliters? Well, remember, you don't need this. You don't need it, because the liters is the second half of the word, and you only look at the first half. So this one would be milla, so the milk. King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk, to centi. So you would just go back 1. So you would scoop back now. So it would be 4 milliliters, and then this would be here, and you just scoop back 1. So it could just be 0.4 like that. So 0.4 centimeters.